Welcome to the DIY Mechanic. Today we'll be doing a step-by-step tutorial on how to change the rear brake rotors and pads on a 2015 through 2018 Ford Edge. The first thing you'll need to do is to put your parking brake in maintenance mode. To do this, you'll turn your key on, press the gas pedal, then hold the parking brake button down while cycling the key off and back on. Now you'll break loose your lug nuts with your lug wrench or a ratchet and a 21mm socket. Now Ford's lug nut sometimes will swell, so if you can't get it on, you might have to use a 22mm. Now you'll jack up the back passenger side and spin off the lug nuts by hand or with an impact if you have, and remove the wheel. Next you will go to the back of the caliper, remove these two plastic plugs. That gives you access to the caliper bolts. Now use your 7mm Allen socket to remove these caliper bolts. Use your flat screwdriver to remove this metal clip, then remove the caliper and set it aside. Remove the old brake pad, then use your 15mm to remove the caliper bracket bolts. Then remove the caliper bracket. Now you'll get your hammer and hit on the rotor in between the studs until it loosens up enough that you can remove it. Now grab your wire brush and clean up around the center of the hub so your new rotor will sit on nice and flat. Also clean up the ends of the caliper bracket, or the pads will slide nice and free. You can also use a file or sandpaper to clean this up. Now you'll want to unbox your new rotors and pads. Make sure you have 2 rotors, 4 pads, and 2 new springs. Now you'll want to get your brake caliper compressing tool or C-clamp if you have one. I'll use the tool on this side and the C-clamp on the other side. Make sure the tabs on your tool are aligned with the indents on the caliper piston. Then you'll turn the tool counterclockwise to compress the caliper piston. Install your new rotor, followed by the caliper bracket. Make sure you make these bolts good and tight. Next, you'll install your new pads on the caliper bracket, making sure the pad with the spring is on the back. Now flip your caliper down around onto the bracket, and if you haven't, remove those bolts. Clean them well with your wire brush or fine sandpaper. Most new pads come with a pack of grease. Put a thin layer of grease on the sliding surface of the bolt. Now install these bolts. You may have to put a little pressure down on the caliper to compress the spring on the brake pad. Now install the new spring on the caliper. Finally, install your wheel and spin on your lug nuts until snug. This is a good time to replace your lug nuts if they are swelled. We'll go through the other side a little faster. First, remove the wheel and the caliper. We'll remove the old pad and the brake caliper bracket. Next, we'll knock our old rotor loose and remove it. We'll clean up the hub and then install the new rotor. Next, we'll reinstall our cleaned up brake caliper bracket. Followed by our new brake pads. On this side, we'll put our C-clamp on and crank it in to compress the brake caliper piston. You do not want to do this if it is going very hard because you are pushing against plastic. Now install the caliper. Install the spring. And finally, reinstall your wheel. Now let your jack down and tighten your wheel lugs, preferably to the Ford recommended 165 foot-pounds. Now hop back inside, and to take the parking brake out of maintenance mode, you'll turn your key on, press the gas pedal, and hold the parking brake button up while cycling the key off and back on. Now for the part that many people skip, you want to take it out and drive it. Do 3 hard brakes from 60 mile an hour down to 20 mile an hour, followed by 3 regular brakes from 60 mile an hour down to about 30 mile an hour, just to make sure that your brakes are good and hot and burnished. Then you want to drive for about 5 or 10 minutes to allow them to cool off, and then you are done. Please like and subscribe so I can continue making more videos like this.